over at Home Depot again, trying to get 2x4s. Look at the stack I had to sort through just to get 44 of them. And this is like considered a jackpot. That was a fully undisturbed stack back there. All these are rejects, all these are rejects for me to get that little pile. So I definitely moved twice as much as I got to find the best of the worst. They're not perfect by no means, but I just gotta get what I can get. Now let me try and find 16 footers. Oh boy. Well, it's definitely not everything I needed, but it's enough to get a couple of walls done anyway. That should be all the studs for 2 walls and a closet wall and part of a bathroom wall with 2x6s. So, for how bad I've been striking out with lumber, at least I got something. Because I went by a couple of areas. Sorry, sat on my keys along with my thumb at the same time. But yeah, I was just out looking the other day, 2 different Home Depots, and they were absolute trash restacked. All of it. It was junk. And then there was one select ones that looked like it was like 3/4 of the lift wasn't restacked. I probably went through about 30 or more boards, and I came up with like 5 that were acceptable, and I just left. I was just defeated. So I'm glad to have something. Tomorrow should be a good day. All right, back at the house with my lumber. I'm gonna get that unloaded, so I'll set up the time lapse. I was thinking on the way here that I should continue doing the time lapse of all the lumber carrying in, and when the house is totally done, find all the different time lapse sections of all the carrying of lumber and loading of lumber and all that, and put it into one long video. It would probably look pretty funny. Just lumber just going in this place. Pretty funny. Anyway, let's get it unloaded. And that's it, it's in. It just started raining and I'm running behind today. I had to go get the lumber, hit a few stores before I found it, and I also had to make a trip up to drop my dog off with my ex. So the day kind of got wasted, but I need to get inside and make a video for you guys on YouTube tonight. So I got to get that done. So we'll resume this in the morning. In this area right here, there'll be some walls here tomorrow. So hopefully there'll be some bathroom walls and maybe some bedroom walls here. We'll see how far I can get with the lumber I got. Now I got to get to editing. All right, so we're back at it today. Yesterday, dropped off Riley and picked up a pile of lumber while I was out. And I'm hoping that's enough where over here, I can build out at least the bathroom walls and the front wall of the bedroom. Now, I know I initially said I was going to do all the strapping first and then build the walls up to the strapping, and that's the way the house was built initially. But these 2x6s are 20 feet long, and they're a little on the wonky side. So rather than try and get that leveled and everything else for the strapping and get everything else resolved, and then lengthwise is a bit of an issue because I got to replace a couple of the end pieces. So if it rests on that wall, then I can just split it over that wall, let it overlap itself, and let that become a semi-load bearing wall. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut all these uprights free so the ceiling will be able to go up a little bit because it's hanging a little bit. And I'm just going to build the walls. This wall will be no problem because it'll go across these ceiling joists, no problem. But then the one that's going to come off of this wall is going to be kind of in the middle of this one, probably towards this edge. So it's not, it's just gonna be floating in the middle. So then I'll just have to do boards that bridge side to side from one to the other to tie that in, and so on. But first off, I gotta clean up. So I got all the extra plywood, all the extra insulation from insulating underneath the camper and all that stuff. So I got to get all this moved, get everything cleared out so I have a clear workspace. Then I'm going to take all final measurements and figure out exactly how I'm building it. Because I'm not a contractor and I don't have any plans. So I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to mark it out on the floor, and then I'm going to do a Google search and check average width of larger bathtubs and stuff like that, so I can figure out where I want the wall, the door, so the door is offset enough so the tub can be behind the door, and so on like that. So I figure I'll get it planned out roughly, marked on the floor, then I'll figure out roughly where the doors are going to go. And typically you want to build a wall on the floor and then stand it up. If I can plan it right, I'll do that. If not, I'll just stand it up, stick build it, and just kind of make it what I want as I go. See what happens. Let's see what this mechanic can do. Well, first interior wall framed. We'll stand it up and see how I did. You probably noticed a weird cut on the top plate. I don't know if it's the right thing to do, but it's what I did. Because this wall, it's 2x6 wall that's coming off the outside wall to be the back wall of the bathroom. So that, I wanted that 2x6 because this is a bedroom, that's a bathroom, I want to insulate good. So when somebody's on the toilet making noise and somebody's in the bedroom, right on the other side of the wall, maybe it won't be so offensive. But also, you got all the plumbing in that wall, toilet, sink drain, and that's where the vent stack is going to come out that goes all the way up through the roof. So I want plenty of room in there. So I'm making that a 2x6, and then as that wall comes out, 2x6, and then as the wall comes out further out this way, it's going to be a 2x4 wall where the door for the bedroom is going to be. So yeah, so this will stand up right here, 2x6. It'll be a 2x4 wall going this way, and then this wall will continue out this way to line up with this wall, and then that's roughly where the bedroom door will be. So I want that to be a 2x4 wall. So to tie the two of them together so I can make sure they're perfectly straight, and I mean, they're not load bearing, so it probably really doesn't matter. But what I did was I cut a notch out of the very upper top plate. This is the notch, so it's going to be a little thin. But then I can slide the next wall. So the next wall, very top plate, will go and stitch between the two of them. And that'll key it in nice and strong and make it nice and straight easily. Again, it's most likely overkill, but I don't want to get in trouble when the building inspector comes. I'd rather have him find that I'm doing overkill than not enough. Let's get this thing stood up, shall we? Look at that. First interior wall standing. It's just caught with like 6 screws right now. Well, I build the other one, and then I'll double check, make sure everything's square, level, true, and all that, and then I'll lock it in with the nail gun. I'll just go over there like it's a machine gun. But look at that. That is satisfying. That's one nice square, plumb, level wall. That'd be good. That's nice. And then we'll put the toilet in place, shall we? There we go. Can you see it all coming together now? I mean, look at that. It's practically done. You know, I have a nice size vanity right here. Closet in this corner. Tub with a shower in this corner. And the door will be right over here. Exciting progress. Let's get back to it. got a whole room in the house now. It's not an open floor plan anymore. I can't joke around that I'm not going to have any walls and just toilets out in the open and all that stuff like I was messing with one of my neighbors. But there we go. Doorway's all headed off. It's all in place. The 2x6 wall is there. And then I left the corner notched out. So this next 2x4 wall will tie in right there. Into that, like so. And then, like I mentioned before, I notched out that upper 2x6. So the next wall will slide right in like so. And overlap back 36 inches all the way back there. So it's just got a handful of screws holding it in place. I did have to wedge it in place pretty good because these joists here are carrying some load from the roof right now. And definitely put a little pressure on those. Actually, you can see I pulled these out. I don't know if you'll be able to tell or not, but you can see the nails are like up at a little bit of an angle because pulling those out and let them relax. But that's not bad. I think it's 8 feet one way, 7.5 feet the other way. So plenty of room in here for activities. You know, plenty of room for good size, huge vanity if I want. Tub over here, closet over there. And I'm going to try and keep going tonight and attempt to do this other bedroom wall out and over here to the corner. But I got a break right now because I got to go make a YouTube video to post tonight. So I gotta take a break for a few minutes. I'll deal with that. And funny thing, one of my buddies got me a Christmas present and he kept telling me to stop by his shop and grab it. Kept forgetting when I was up in my old area. 18 full-size Snicker bars. So I've been passing them out to a lot of people. I've been hooking up buddies. Anyway, I'll get back at it in a few minutes. Well, stopped to make the YouTube video, went inside, started editing that down, and then neighbor called me. He was out here at my house and came over, shoot the breeze. His son tested some of the well water for me, so that was good to get the results on that, which were good. So that's awesome. And he brought over beer. We started shooting the breeze, and then my friend Holly and Ken and Timber came over. So we ended up playing with Timber for a while. And then I finally went back in and got the video posted. Sorry it was late tonight. But I'm going to attempt to at least get this planned out, get measurements done. We'll see how far I keep going. The temperature's dropping tonight. We spiked up to the low 70s the other day, believe it or not. But we're down to about 34 degrees right now. So I got the torpedo heater going. Let's see if we can get something done. Like I said, even if I can just get the planning done, it's already like 7 o'clock. So let's see if I can get the planning done and go from there. Well, one more section of wall done. Top and bottom plates are all cut for the other one here. Not sure what I want to do on closet door location on that just yet. Not sure if I want to do like a double slider, so it's a wide accessible closet. I gotta make a decision. I'll figure that out tonight. But time lapse died as I was tying in this wall, so it's almost 9 o'clock at night, so we'll call it. Neighbors don't need to listen to the compressor going. Plus I gotta get some food. But yeah, so that's the top and bottom plate there. There's the other top plate for tying this wall to here. That's all marked out for where all the studs will go onto it, depending on where I land a door. So I got to figure that out. And then this wall here is all built. Headers in, jack studs are all in. Same thing here, header, jack studs, all that. So bathroom walls are all up. This is up, a handful of screws in this one also. So nailing them off afterwards only takes a couple of seconds to just ram some nails in them. But once you nail them, if you got to move them a little, it's not so fun. The Torx bit screws, you just back those out, shift the wall a little, tighten it back in, and you're done. So I'll get this whole corner all combobulated together, and then I'll come around with the nail gun afterwards. And so yeah, so that was pretty satisfying. I probably would have had this wall done and the closet wall done, maybe. I think I have enough studs for it. But did have some visitors, which is always a good time, catching up with neighbors and friends. So it's always a positive. And yeah, let's call it a night, and we'll hit it again tomorrow. Thanks for watching.